Hey everybody, how's it going? Today, I will be doing my first honest review, where I honestly review some honest stuff with my honest feelings, honestly. And today what we're talking about is the... Oh, shit, probably should have fucking gotten that ready. Hold on. Okay. So, what we will be reviewing today is the Oculus Rift. Oh shit, I can't get it in the screen this way. That's how that works. There you go. Oh fuck, there you go. Oculus Rift, woo! The edition that I bought was one that came out a little while ago with the Powers United VR, and it was real fucking neat. So I'm gonna go ahead and honestly review all this junk, so that you know if it's junk or not. Okay, so where to begin? First off, the Oculus Rift, if you don't know, it is a VR headset. So use it to go into virtual reality. Yep, that's what VR stands for. Now, I've had experience with VR before, not a lot, but I've had some experience. I played with a friend of mine. I went to his house, we played some Beat Saber, we played some other games. I will be reviewing some VR games, probably in the next few days. I'll upload those. I might just batch record them, so I might be wearing the same shit. But, I have a lot of things planned in the sense of reviews. So, yeah, so the Oculus Rift. So in the back here, we can go ahead and just take a look at this shit, right? As you see right here, there's two doilies, and then two flip thingamajigs, and then one guy, right? So this one guy is the actual VR headset. This is what you would put on and then go into VR with, right? Cool. These would be your remotes, and then these are the sensors. So with these sensors, you'd be able to tell, or the game or the equipment, headset, whatever, can tell where you are, right? Yeah. So in the back here, you saw some games too. You know, like Robo Recall, Medium, Dead and Buried, Toy Box. All these games are already free. You have to install them obviously on your device or whatever. But yeah, that all comes with that. The version that I got also came with this Marvel Powers United VR game, which you play as one of these heroes and stuff. I played a bit of that, and I might have a review for that one too coming out. If I'm just gonna say some stuff, I didn't believe in motion sickness until I tried this thing, and holy fuck, it is so real. Like Marvel United, the game, there's things you can do in the game that can get you motion sick pretty fast, and I definitely had to take a break and chill out for like an hour and a half before I felt better. But that just might be because I'm a little bitch. So, yeah. Besides that, the setup. I think we'll talk about that first. Setup was not crazy difficult, but there are a few things I should mention. I drastically underestimated the number of USB ports that I would need to properly install all this shit. So that was fun to figure out what I was going to unplug and plug in and, you know, mess around with my ports so that I could get this all set up. But after you do that and you download the installer, it's super self-explanatory. And yeah, that's pretty much it for setup. Wasn't crazy hard. There was a disk that they give you to install some drivers and stuff. Super straightforward. Now, another thing that I think is really important is the comfort. So let me grab my headset real quick. Here is my headset, right? Here it is. Here's this guy. So you see there's some like foam padding and stuff. It's actually a lot more comfortable than I expected it to be. Like, I love it. I think the design is super nice. I think it's super sleek. But it's just feels really comfortable on your head, right? I never had any neck issues, or I never had any issues where my head would hurt from wearing it for a really long time. Like my headset here, this is the HyperX Cloud, I think these are. But if I wear these headsets for too long, my ears start to hurt. Like my head just doesn't feel really good. So I never ran into that, and I played this VR a lot. So I'll try to see if there's any, you know, stuff that I can put on screen so that you guys can see what's going on. If there is any, then it'll be like right up here. Yep, that's the place. So it'll be right up here. There'll be a little screen that shows kind of what the VR would look like. If there's not, then this segment is completely mute and you didn't see any of it. But yeah, the VR itself was really interesting. The setup was easy right after I got into it. Some of the games are very fun. I've had a pretty good time overall. their selection is pretty huge. They actually have a lot of free games and stuff. A lot of them are trial versions or like partially free, right? And then you have to like buy the rest of the game or whatever. But there's some whole ass entire free games. So I think that's really cool. I think the menu and everything's really great. When I first started playing, it was okay, right? The menu and stuff was okay. And then I activated the Rift Core beta, I think it is. And it's nuts. I love it. You get to customize your own little area in your home, and there's more, avatar customization. And you really get to make this home base where you always come back to and you can launch your games from and all this other stuff. And it is fantastic. I really almost teared up the other day when I was messing around with it, because when I first got there, there was just like this wall gone to this building, and past it was just expansive rolling fields of green hills and stuff, and I just really enjoyed the moment of being able to experience that and look at it as if I was right there, as if it was, in real life, even though I'm in the comfort of my home. So I've loved the experience very much. Now, getting into the real stuff about it, right? This baby right here, this bad boy, he goes for, at least when I bought it, it was $400, $399 on Amazon. I have Prime shipping, right, so it took me a few days to get it, literally 2 days to get it. But for $400, I got the base VR and the game, which was really good because the base VR is $400. So I pretty much got, the bundle gives you the game for free, pretty much. I'm not sure if there's any models, like if this is just a newer model, which explains the comfort and sleekness and stuff, because I feel like my VR is definitely different from the one that I've played at my friend's house, but they're both Oculuses, as far as I know. So I don't know how much of that is going into this, but in general, it was $400 for all of it, right? Now, that being said, it could cost you more because there are some minimum requirements that the VR needs to properly function. For example, when I wanted to get mine, I did some tests and I found out that my graphics card was too old. It wasn't good enough for me to be able to run VR. And you might say, oh, well, I just put low quality or whatever, blah. But it's really important that you have your PC properly spec'd out because of what I mentioned earlier, which was motion sickness. Now, the worse your graphics card is, potentially the smaller number of frames you have, and in some areas, it can get so choppy that it'll cause great motion sickness, which is bad because nobody likes that feeling, I'm sure. So you want to make sure you are fully updated on your PC so that you can run this bad boy at its full power and not have to worry about it. I played a little bit of the VR before my graphics card had gotten here, just so I could tell the difference. And after I have the new graphics card and everything, I went from a GTX 960 to a 1060, and the difference is remarkable. I can clearly tell everything is not only in better quality, but just runs a lot smoother. So the minimum spec is a 970, and the minimum requirement is a 970 or higher. I went all the way to 1060 because I just don't want to upgrade for a while. But if you have at least a 970 or greater, then you should be good to go. You can run these tests. The Oculus themselves have a test on their website that you can do, and it'll tell you, hey, your PC's out of date, whether it's your graphics card or your CPU or whatever. It'll let you know. It'll also, Steam provides them as well. So you can use their downloaded one, and it'll run the test. It'll tell you, hey, we don't recommend you play it, or you're good to go, or you can kind of play it. So I recommend doing that before investing in a VR headset, so you can get the whole pricing. Like, I say that it was $400, but in reality, I spent $700 because I bought a new graphics card along with it. Now, sure, the graphics card gives me a lot more mileage than just playing the VR, and I needed an upgrade sometime soon anyways because I had a 960, which is kind of getting old. But just be aware that if you're working with an older computer or something, the price can be a little more than $400. But so far, I've loved every single second of it, and I've had not only a blast, but I've made some really good memories already, like interacting with the small number of people that I have, and really just one game online has been really nice and eye-opening. I've played with my buddy Reed, who also joins me in my podcast. So I've played with him a few times in some of the games because he also has a VR headset. We played Marvel together, and I'll have some reviews of some of the games that I've played and stuff like that. But it's been really worth it. I haven't done a lot of the crazy stuff with VR yet, like VR chat and stuff, but I'm looking forward to trying that and doing that stuff. So let me see if there's anything else that I think we should have talked about. I think that's it. I think that's it. It was mainly comfort and setup and the viability and just the stuff that you can do on it. Like, is it worth getting a VR headset? Right now, I say yes. I loved it. I got to experience things that I didn't think I ever would in the comfort of my home. I don't know much about the Vive. Last time I saw the Vive, which is another VR headset, was almost $1,500 on Amazon. That might just be a specific bundle, but that's the only one that I saw was available. So I definitely opted out for going for this one because it's like $1,000 cheaper. So I've had a great time. Setting it up with Steam and stuff was easy as well. So you don't have to only use Oculus games. You can access the Steam side of things really easily, which is another thing too that I was going to mention. So with the Rift Core beta, I got to there's this new feature, or a feature, better said, that lets you remote desktop. So from inside my VR headset, I can control what's on my monitors, which is really neat because from there I can start seeing VR from Oculus itself, which is not possible because it's not really an app you can get to. I can start other things. I can change websites. I can see, I was watching the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Marathon on Twitch, and I was able to go into my VR home, and there's like these screens, and you can have them broadcast stuff. And I have this one screen that's an arcade machine, and it's just sitting in my room, and I can broadcast stuff from my desktop to it. And so while I'm in the VR, I can always just watch it. And I broadcasted the JoJo live stream, so I could always walk back to that specific monitor in my room, in the VR, and I could watch the live stream, even though it's on my desktop. I could also do stuff like, if I really wanted to, I could pin the live stream page somewhere in my, my view, my hub world, and in every game that I would go to, I could still watch the stream. It would still be like, if I just looked down, it'd be right there, or if I just put it really above me, it'd be right there, and I could, I could see things from my desktop at all times while I was in VR, which I thought was super fucking neat. I'll be doing that a lot when I stream, so I can have Twitch chat just like at my side and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to try a lot of things with the VR. I got it it's maybe been a little over a week since I've had it, so it's my honest review after a week of messing around with it. And man, it's been a blast. I want to say it's been a week. Hopefully. Maybe it was like mid last week when I got it, so it hasn't been quite a week yet, but it's been almost a week. But I've played it enough. And then the number of days that I've had it, I've probably spent about close to 24 hours on it overall. Maybe not that much. Probably about 12. Maybe a little more. I don't know. I'm really bad with numbers and remembering in general, so. What is my honest review, honestly, of this product right here? Well, it was fucking worth it. I think if you have the disposable income and you have been thinking about trying it out and you have the funds, I don't think it's something you should just immediately like get it right now, like do it right now, like I don't care what you're doing, starve for 2 months, just get a VR. I think if you have, if you've been looking at it and you're like, wow, that sounds really cool, it sounds really fun, and you have the money for it, you just have the $400, you've been saving it to spend it on something, if it's a new console or whatever. I think that if you have, if you already have a PlayStation and stuff, the VR is a way to go. I mean, there's also PlayStation VR and stuff like that. I don't know how that works with Steam games and stuff, but I very much enjoy the VR experience from what I've had so far, and I honestly recommend it. I'll be doing these hopefully a lot more often now. Thanks for joining me. If you insert the classic YouTuber, like and subscribe, smash the little bell so you can know when I do stuff. But I don't know if they mean it when they say that it gives them feedback, because they have hundreds of people that watch their content and stuff. But it honestly matters to me because the whole 5 of you that watch this stuff, If you like it, then I know at least 1 out of 5 people that watch my content like it, and that's enough, right? I want to start doing this not only for me, but because I think I can bring out stuff that people like. If you enjoyed this review, let me know. Write a comment. If you have an Oculus yourself and want to add me, leave a comment. We can chat it up, see if we can be VR buddies. If you have any specific questions that I didn't intend to cover, ask me as well. You know, if you liked it in general, you want to see more of these reviews, drop a like. If you do actually want to see more of the shit that I do whenever the fuck I feel like uploading, you can hit the bell. Or you can just, you know, have my page off on your desktop and, you know, refresh it every 5 minutes or so. That way, you know, you're bound to find out when I upload then, right? Just, you know, keep it there. Keep me always there. Just don't ever close my channel. Just keep refreshing it, and eventually you'll get something. I think that's definitely the most proper way to stay informed with what I do. But yeah, thanks. I'll be hopefully streaming again soon as well and everything. But thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Thanks for being my view bot today. And I'll see you guys the next time.